Welcome to Tuesday evening, and it's Quilt Along with Kathy. I'm looking forward to tonight. We're going to work with our mini Baptist fans, but first, let's see who's here. Jakara is here from Rio de Janeiro. Welcome. So nice to have you. And Carla says they've had a beautiful day in Oklahoma City. And prayers to all who are dealing with the flooding. I've heard there's a lot of flooding in the Midwest, southern Midwestern United States. And I hope everyone uh, stays out of danger's way. And hopefully the floodwaters go down quickly and they will be back in business as usual. Donna is here from North Carolina. Welcome, Donna and Kathy. She made it again on time. It's so good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. And Linda, my Michigander buddy, is here. Charlene is here from Colorado, where it's 75 degrees. Evelyn, my friend, you've made it from New Haven, Indiana, and Lee is here from Indiana as well. Hi, Lee. Melanie Davis is here from Wyoming. We have quite a diverse group this evening. How fun. What we're going to be looking at tonight is how to do a regular Baptist span, but then what we're going to do is we're going to do something just a little bit fun. I wanted to do something really, really different. And I hope you stick with me because I didn't have a lot of time to practice that thing that was really, really different. But I know we'll get through it. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of things. The first thing that we want to look at is our Baptist fan comes with 4 pieces. Now, that doesn't mean that we only have 4 sizes. We just have 4 pieces. And each piece has a different size to it. So we can use each one to make 2 sizes, which is really kind of cool if you think about it. The engineering is actually pretty good, pretty cool. But we have our miniature Baptist stand comes in a set of 4 templates at a 1/4 inch spacing from a 1/4 inch to 2 1/4 inches. Okay, this is all written down here. Here they are. Here's our little one. This is our 1/4 inch right here. So if we put our foot in there, it's going to take up a 1/4 inch and it's going to stitch out. Here is a 1/2 inch. And when we're talking a 1/2 inch, we're talking about going around this center. 3/4 inch brings us around here. Then we're going to move on to this, which gives us 1 inch, and this will give us 1 1/4 inches. And then we're going to get a little larger yet with 1 1/2 inches and 1 3/4 inches. And the granddaddy of them all is a 2 inch here and a 2 1/4 inch here. So let's take a look at the instructions. These instructions, I believe, are really very valuable and important. So here we go. One of the things that I really like is that Leonie I'm going to move you down here so you can see these instructions better. I had this up for a class earlier today. She put a little drawing on how the excuse me, how the half circles in the fans draw out. So we're talking about drawing from 1/2 of an inch to 2 1/4 inches. And there is a specific direction in which we want to go. And we're going to talk about marking fabric here too in just a second. If we start at the top here, and this is going to be T1-2, and the reason I'm saying T1-2 is because it's the template 1-2, and it says right here. So each one is numbered, and this one is 1-2. So what that's going to give us is it's going to give us a starting point. We're going to go around here, and then we're going to travel up and come back around this way. We're actually going to hold the template in this orientation. Whoops, right there. Okay, to go here, travel down, and then come back. And we're going to change our template. And then we are going to put that back right here. And we're going to come down and go down and come back. Now that's a basic, that's going to be our first rotation. And that's basically how it's going to work on our first one only. As we work on, you're going to notice that these lines become longer and longer because the row before them is on an arc. And we talked a lot about arcs in my class today. So I'm ready for some more arcs. So let's talk about how we want to make sure that we are marked correctly to begin our project. What you'll see is I have a horizontal line, and I am just going to put a vertical line next to it. And we're just going to go all the way down with it, just like that. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. Now let's go ahead, and I'm going to switch you over to the machine, and we're going to actually start stitching. We're going to do it one step at a time, just like our instructions are showing us. So we're going to switch over. There we go. And here's where we're going to start. Here's the upper left-hand corner. This is where I am going to put, and I'm going to do it this way. I want to be able to read the numbers. So we're going to put our circle right here. Now, if you want to make this easy, there is a place here to put put a tack in. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a tack out and set it in there. And through the front first, and then we're going to come back and hope. I think that's it. Nope, just close though. Well, now I dropped it. I do not have luck with these tacks. I'll tell you, they are slippery in my hands. Okay, there we go. So again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line. I'm just going to go ahead and put this tack on here, put it on the tack. Okay. So I've got my crosshair lined up. Here's my horizontal line. Here's my vertical line. I'm going to start here and stitch to the vertical line, come down and stitch back up to the horizontal line. Before we get started, let's see who else came in to see us tonight. Ken is not here with us tonight. He is ill. And where are we? Oh my goodness, I've missed a whole bunch of you, haven't I? Linda Martindale's here from El Paso. Good evening, Linda. Nice to see you. And Cactus Deb's here from Glendale. Monica from Durand, Illinois. Welcome back. Lois is here from Delaware. Sandy is here from Tampa, Florida. And I'm sure it's really a lot nicer there than it is here. Hi, Julie is here from Alabama, I believe, right? And Janice is here from Pembine. How good it is to see you. Lisa from Sugarline, Texas. And Julie tells us that she has these, but has not used them yet. So she's excited to see what I do with them. I hope I live up to your expectations. Diane, good morning from Queensland. And hello, Pam from a snowy Maine. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I feel bad for you. Lydia is here from Utah. It's a beautiful day in Utah today, she tells us. And Rita is here from Northern Victoria, Australia. Welcome, Rita. Always good to see you. Karen is here from Missouri, and Melanie Davis hopes the game gets better soon. So do I, Melanie. You have no idea how much I wish she did. Oh, Sandy, I will send those get well wishes to Ken Lee for you as well. Ronnie, you made it here from northeastern Arizona. Beverly Craver is here from Wisconsin. Oh, Linda asks, have we gotten rid of all that ice and snow? Sadly, not yet. It's going, but it's going very slowly, unfortunately. Yesterday morning, Nancy had about 3 inches up on her place. We didn't get quite that much here, but Marquette has been getting, basically, it's been snowing up there for the last 3 days. Susan is here from South Carolina, and it's so nice to see you, Susan. So let's go ahead and start putting these first stitches into our miniature Baptist fan. Okay, and then we go. Want to make sure we're going to draw our bobbin thread up. And just because Janice is here, I probably will run out of bobbin thread tonight. Oh gosh, I hope not, Janice, but I did not put any extra in there. We'll shed a little light on this subject. And we're going to go over to the left. So here we go, my one stitch in place. Remember now, whoops, set your foot. I did not do that. There we go. That should be better. And now, yep, there we go. I'm going to keep those stitches pretty nice and small. Now, a problem I have with this machine at times, I am stuck right here. I need to be over there, but I'm over here. And the reason why is because I am on a slant shank machine. And the slant shank machine sometimes catches the tack behind on the machine lever. So I need to move it out of the way, finish my quarter circle, and then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to travel down and we're going to come back up. And I'm going to stop right here. Now, this is a practice piece, so you all know what I'm going to say. I'm just going to cut these tails off. I'm very predictable when it comes to that. Okay, so this template, and this is T1-2 or template 1-2, is going to come off, and we're going to put, there it is, T3-4, template 3-4. I'm going to go ahead and slip it in there, and I'm going to put it on the pin, but there's one thing I needed to do first, and I did not. And that was to stitch over. Now, on a real honest question would be, how far should I stitch over? My answer to that is going to be 1/4 of an inch, and you're going to know it's 1/4 of an inch because you'll see where our stitching is now. It should just pop out on this edge of the foot. And there we are. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that needle down, and there we go. Now, if I went just a stitch too far or so, it's really okay. This is seam allowance here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to back up, and I honestly, guys, if that was 1/4 of an inch, it's a lot. Okay. So here, what we're going to do now is we're just going to come down here. Now I should be far enough away from that pin that it's not gonna get caught on the back of my presser or my lever again. And I'm gonna come down until my foot touches the 1 1/4 inch. And we're going to come back up. There we go. We wanna make these stitches just a little bit smaller, because what you'll see here is these are a little smaller, and look how choppy these look, and look at how nice these look. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this off. If you're concerned about being able to travel, just go ahead and put your template here and use it to travel with. You'll be fine. I know you can do this. Okay, so now we're going to take our T5-6. I'm going to go ahead and lay it on the pin. Again, if I went too far, which it shows I did, you can see that. There's no shame in that. Going to come back down. Stop at this seam line. Okay, it's a pretend seam line, but it's a seam line just the same. And now we're going to come back up. Isn't this easy? I'll bet you guys thought it was going to be really difficult, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the truth, so did I. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. Okay, so now we're going to stitch over, and I'm going to get my next template. Remember, we're going to have everything so that we can easily read it. And that way we know we are on the correct side. You only need staple tape on the back of these templates. You do not need staple tape on the front as well. Okay, there we go. And this is T7-8, lining up that vertical and horizontal line. And guys, I don't think I need to make any movements at all. I think I lined it up perfectly. And trust me, that may be the only time tonight I line it up perfectly. And we're going to stop on our vertical center with our needle down. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stitch out. I'm going to try and keep this extra out of your way. Remember, this is a seam line, so it's going to be real easy for you. And now we're going to come back up, and we're going to stop at the top on our horizontal line. Okay, let's go ahead and take this out. Now, what do you think? It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see who else has come in here. Priscilla's here from Priscilla, I forget where you're from. Boy, I'm sorry. I should know that. Betty is here from Oregon, and Elizabeth from Michigan. And yesterday, Elizabeth met Linda from Michigan. Um, Now, Priscilla, so what template do you use for the bigger Baptist fans? You know, that's a good question. I'm pretty sure that there is another set of Baptist fan um, templates. No, that's it. That's the one. So that is the set that we use. Okay, I don't see a larger set. That doesn't mean we don't have one. It just means I don't have one. Let me go and find out. I can find out real fast here if there is another set. Well, that is the only set that we have. That's the only one I see. Okay, Priscilla. Now, if you have circles, you certainly could do a Baptist stand with circles. Even with our circles on quilts, that would work beautiful for a Baptist fan as well. And because those come in larger sizes, you definitely would be able to make a larger Baptist fan. Mary Lou is here from Florida. Welcome. Oh, Debbie, bless your heart. The coupon code works tonight. Yay. Priscilla, Oklahoma. Okay, I would have guessed wrong, Priscilla. I'm going to tell you straight out. I was thinking like Wyoming or North Dakota or someplace like that, but I don't know why. Okay, Melanie Davis says, yes, you can use circles on quilts. Absolutely. And we go up to some pretty big circles on those quilts. Um, Karen said, looks like a spider web. Well, let's hopefully when we get our next round on, it won't, but it would be good for Halloween quilts. Okay, Jean, hi. Oh, Jean was just at So Fun today. How fun was that? Well, it was so fun. Okay, that was bad. All right. I'm not a comedian, guys, trust me. Okay, so this is what we did just now. So to continue, we're going to follow step 3 because we did step 1, step 2. And we are going to put our template back on and we're going to come down and we're going to travel on this area right here. And then we're going to come back up. So let's check that out. And I'm going to, oh, we're not going to need our pin anymore. And we're not going to be able to use our pin unless we move this guy over, right? So let's go ahead and move him over. And I'm going to see, okay, what you're seeing here is how far we need to move over. I want this center to be right here on that center. And I came just a little too far, but that's okay. Now we can line this all up here. If you want to use the pin, you can take it out, break thread, put the pin in, and come back. I don't think it's all that necessary. I think once we get this first one in, we have got a beautiful vantage point here. We have got this whole horizontal line to follow, and we're going to follow it right in this center, and this vertical space is going to go there as well. Now, I did overshoot it by about a half a stitch, so there we go. I just went back. I'm going to come down, I'm going to travel and come back up. Okay, so here is, there we go. Now you want to be careful and move gingerly here. And the reason being is it would be really easy for me. I don't know if it would be for you, but for me, it would be real easy to just shoot right across there and end up in the next county, right? For me, it wouldn't be the next county, though, it'd be the next state. Yeah, I'm that close to Wisconsin. We pretty much consider ourselves Wisconsiners. Okay, so now we can move over and stop right when our line of stitching peaks out there. We're going to take the second template. We want the letters, the numbers, and the letters to be facing us. We're going to put the horizontal line here all the way across. We're going to make sure that we're lined up on both sides, and we're going to make sure that that little center is right where this point is. And that's where we would put our tack if we wanted to stop and put a tack in there. I think you guys can do it without the tack. And here we go again, making those stitches just a little bit smaller, coming around, stay on that template and stop right there. Now we're going to come down, and you'll notice it isn't much. We're not coming down a whole lot. Now, I was anxious to see that because I felt like I came off of that template a little bit. And there's a small wobble in there, but not nearly as bad as I was expecting to see. So we've got the second one. Now we're going to come over and stitch to the right. We're going to take our third one. This is going to be our 1.5 and 1 3/4, and we're going to line that horizontal line. I cannot impress on you enough how important it is to make sure that this tack hole is right on where those two designs come together. Okay, and there we go. I was just off by about a half a stitch. Take your time. Okay, I am going to turn because it's going to be easier for me to hold this template. There we go. Also going to be easier for me to make sure that I'm on that line to travel. That is so important. There we go. We're going to come back up to that horizontal line and stop. You'll notice that I slow down when I come to the horizontal line, and when I get going, I speed up. It's just like driving a car. You're going to start out nice and slow and work your speed up to where it needs to be. You don't want to slam on that gas. Okay, line this whole line up right along here. Going to make sure that this area is where it needs to be. I'm going to come back about a stitch. I really overshot it a lot that time, didn't I? Take your time. Move your hands if you need to. I'm thinking it might be a good idea to have a piece of stable tape right where my finger is here. Okay, nice and easy. There we go. And this is our biggest one. And we're going to come back to that horizontal line. Isn't that beautiful? Let's do that one more time. Look at that, guys. I love it. I absolutely love this. Well, Jan, hi. Let's take a look. Oh, Kathy is here. Kathy, nice to see you again today. Jan said not going to be able to watch again tonight, but she will watch later. Okay, that sounds good, Jan. I appreciate you stopping by. It's always good to see you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to move it on down the line here, guys. Oh my goodness. Asian salad for supper tonight. Now I'm thirsty. That soy sauce has a lot of salt in it. My goodness. Okay. Now we're going to have to come out a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch here. There we go. I'm going to get my templates back over here. Um, there we go. Now I find I need to move a little, just a little, maybe 2 stitches, 2 really small stitches. Perfect. Okay. Here's my horizontal line. Here's that little center line. I'm going to put that off to the side. Take 1 stitch in place and off we go. And back down to the next line and back up. We're going to go. Now we're going to go ahead and take this one out. We could go ahead and put a template here and come across a little ways. There we go. Flip it back in, making sure that this horizontal line is lined up. And we're going to come back. There we go. And we're going to go cross, down, and back up. I know it's kind of weird. My machine isn't used to going that fast. But she's doing a good job. She's hanging right in there with me. Okay. And come 1.5 inches. There we go. We're going to come all the way over to the previous rotations. Take that 1 stitch in place. Then we're going to do 1 more time. Needle down. There we go. There is no shame in using tools. If we were not intended to use the tools never would have been designed. There we go. Perfect. One stitch in place. We're going to travel now. One stitch in place, and off we go. And back up to the top. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break thread here because some of you are thinking, well, that's all fine and dandy because we've got a nice straight line to work with here. How do we do the second row? Well, that's what I'm here to show you. Now, we're going to align the templates based off of where our Baptist fans come together here, which means they won't be straight up and down unless we choose to make them straight up and down. And if we choose, which I'm going to show you that first, because to me, that's the most used method of doing them. Okay, here we've got this made. We're going to start right where we did last time. But then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a straight line down here. And we're going to keep doing that. Let me show you what I mean. What we want to do, there we go, is we want to draw a straight line coming off of where we would put our tack in. So I'm lining my ruler up horizontally here and vertically here. And I want to make sure that I'm lined up exactly the same, which I am. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to put a line straight down. I don't need to go through this section of already stitched fans if I don't want to. But I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it because I want you to see where we're coming from and where we're going to. Now, what I can tell you is each of these vertical lines that we're putting in is 2¼ inches. So here we go. There's another one at 2¼ inches. If I was going to put another one in, it would be right here. And you can see it would be right where we would start our next rotation. What about this way? What about horizontally? If we're going to put the line in horizontally, we're going to come right at the bottom of the previous row, which is going to be right here. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that it's nice and straight, which it is. We did a pretty decent job on getting that straight. And we are going to go ahead and draw a straight line across. Now, this does not mean we're going to leave this empty. We're going to go ahead and fill it up, but we're going to use these marks for starting the same way we use them up here. Want to make sure everybody understands that. This horizontal line is going to be used in the same manner that this horizontal line was used in. These vertical lines are going to be used just like these points are on the previous row. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay. Chris is back in Michigan. Oh, Chris, you were on my list of people to call today. Yay. I'm so glad you're home. Welcome home. Sorry, guys. I know I get excited about little things, but oh, I'm just so glad to have my friend back from Texas. Oh, Priscilla asks, what size quilt would you use these templates on? I probably on with this small set, I would go baby quilt. No, Tippy, no. Um, lap quilt. Would I do a full size or a queen size quilt with this? Probably not. I don't really like to quilt that stiff on a queen size quilt. What's going to happen if you put this on a really big quilt is it is going to get stiff on you because it is so densely stitched. What is the largest quilt you would use these templates on? Okay, so Priscilla, to answer that, I would say probably a lap quilt. And then I would probably go into my circles on quilts if I was doing something larger and do a larger Baptist fan. Okay. All right. Lindia asks, what is the little circle like cutout on the bottom right of the template? Okay, so what you're looking at, Lindia, is this one. This is the only template that has this little circular cutout. And what it is it's a 1/4 inch circle. You'll see here we start with a 1/2 inch. So if you really wanted to put a 1/4 inch circle here, it would be a 1/4 of a 1/4 inch circle, but you've got the template to do it with. I've never used it. I could be honest with you. I don't know if it's because I'm lazy or because I'm okay with that little degree of separation there. Okay. So that I hope answers your question, Lindia. Dee Dee from a warm, sunny Las Vegas. I think the sun always shines in Las Vegas, doesn't it? And yes, we are making Baptist fans. Ruth Ellen, do not apologize for being late. It's okay. She'll have to watch it later. And she was watching the president's sign executive order for the coal industry, seeing as she lives very close to Washington, D.C. And Melanie says this would be a great border. And you know what? It would be a great border. I really like that idea. I never would have thought of that, Melanie. Thank you for mentioning that. And Suzanne's a little late from Iowa, but that's okay. We can live with that. We always can go back, Suzanne, and watch the video. And Susan agrees with Melanie, a great border design. I agree too, definitely. So let's go ahead and start this second row. Okay, I am going to make sure that I've got it right side up. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining this up. I'll make sure you guys can see. Yeah. I am lining this horizontal line up just like I outlined it up here, lining up the vertical line just like I did up here. The only difference is you see we're going to keep going. We're going to be going above this horizontal line this time. We're not going to be traveling on it. We're going to go above it. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pull some thread out of here or else I'm going to have to um, thread my machine over again. Okay, there we go. Pull that bobbin up and replace this on the center. And I want to make sure I've got my vertical and my horizontal lines both lined up, which I do. This is the shortest one that we do here. There we go. like to do a stitch, stitch and a half in place. And we're going to stop right here. Now remember, this is just practice. I would normally bury that thread. I'm going to come up just a little bit here. Whoops. I'm going to stop when I can see. And I need a bigger template, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab the next size. We're going to put that in. Oh, we're going to put it in the right way, though. I almost did it wrong. I'm going to line up the vertical and my horizontal lines. Take that one stitch and a half in place. We want to keep these stitches small. The reason being is they're going to make those curves look much smoother. Now we're going to stitch up until we meet that Baptist fan on the line above us. Now this time we can't use the edge of our template. We have to free motion this, guys. You got it though. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Okay, back to it. Make sure I'm exactly lined up. The lining up process is so very important with the Baptist fan. And that's why even though it looks like I'm going maybe a quarter of an inch back, to me, it's worth that quarter of an inch. Okay, stitch in place. Over to that seam allowance and down. And we're gonna go ahead and go back up. And we're going to come out to the side. There we go. Here goes the last of our templates for this particular fan. Now, I'm not really sure if these are called blades, fan blades, or what exactly they're called, but whatever it is, it works. Here we go. And back we're going to go. Now, what I want you to notice is that this brought us back to this vertical line that we drew in. And even if it isn't perfect, it's okay. All right. Uh, okay, just checking comments here. It's so neat to see you guys talking to one another. Just like a bunch of friends getting together for the evening. Isn't it nice? I think it's wonderful. It just goes to show you quilters are the best people in the world. All right. Now I have to move over so that I can line this up again. So I'm going to come over here. And remember that first one, we're going to need to come over further than any of the subsequent ones. The subsequent traveling lines will be 1/4 of an inch. And this one, oh, darn. I'm sorry. I did not mean to hit you guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, again, nice and straight on that horizontal line. Come as close as you can, hitting that line on the previous span. Go ahead and travel on it. Take your time if you need to. Not a race, marathon. And we're going to stop when we get on that bottom fan blade of the previous line. Now we're going to go ahead and stitch over. This is where it's going to be about 1/4 of an inch. Just take your time. So beautiful. There we go. To go up just on here. That's like we're going to come all the way back. Slow down when we get close. I guess I could have gotten a little bit closer, but when it's all together, it's not going to be noticeable. Now, when I'm practicing, and I would strongly encourage you when you practice, use a very high contrast thread because it will show your every little mistake. Which I don't really call mistakes. I call them opportunities for improvement. Okay. But you want to see every one of those little opportunities. Um, definitely. And the best way to do it is to do high contrast. I do high contrast with you on these practice pieces for that reason, but mostly so that you can see everything that I am doing. Warts and all. You guys do. You see it all. Okay. My template just slipped a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push it back down to where it should be and keep going. I want you to notice. There we go. No one will ever know that I slipped off of my template slipped right here. It is perfectly innocent mistake that is never gonna show. There we go. We're gonna do this one. Kinda jumped on that first stitch, but that's why I practice. Okay, down and back over and back up to the top. And we come right back up exactly where we want to end up, which is right on this vertical line. So that, ladies, is how we're going to do Baptist fans. Okay, There we go. Aren't they gorgeous? Now there is one other one that I really, really wanted to show you guys. I don't know, we don't have a whole lot of time. That's this one right here. Okay, I'm going to draw a horizontal line across here. And then I'm going to draw another one, but not until after I get the first set of, here, I'm going to come over here. Right down here. We're going to go right across here. Now, there's no directions here on how to do this. So I'm going to be just kind of winging it, all right? And we're not going to use the smallest one. We're going to use the 3 largest sizes. And what I'm going to do is my first one, I am going to stitch from here to here, come over and stitch from here to here. Now, hopefully you guys will bear with me. I have not tried this yet, but I'm pretty confident that we can do this. I'm going to start on the right-hand side because I want to end on the right-hand side. Sorry. Okay, so this is our seam line. And stitch out. Let's go ahead and get rid of this thread. You all know how I feel about that now. Okay, here we go off to the side. I'm going to stop when I hit 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to take my next size template, line it up using my horizontal and my vertical line, nice and straight. Stop right there. I'm going to travel on that seam line, and I need to realign. I felt it slip. There we go. And we're going to come up and stop at the seam line. And we're going to do this one more time with the big boy. Oops, I forgot to stitch over, didn't I? We go. Okay. Now, the question is, where do we start the next one? Well, this is pretty easy on this particular one because what I would do is I would come in here and I would do it backwards. Whoops, right there. I'm sorry. I would come here and I would go backwards. I don't have enough room, but let me give you an idea. I'm going to show you how I would do that. Oh, I just got off my template, guys. I'm sorry. Looked away again. That's why we call it practice. I'm not going to worry about fixing it. I know what I did. Okay, I'm going to bring the next one in. I'm going to hold it up here. I need to go back about a half a stitch. There we go. And one more time. Go ahead and put that in. And there we go. So that would be our next set in line. I can get that out of there. Oh, there we go. Now, to do this second row, what we're going to do is we're going to start just like we did on the first row, but we're going to start at the bottom of that very first row. And we're actually going to stitch up to the bottom stitching of the last fan blade on the previous row. Okay. There we go. Now, if I wanted to, I could have put these two together so we wouldn't have as much space to come up as our templates get larger. Mm, there we go. My one stitch in place. There. I'll cut that off later. Now I'm coming right up to that previous, whoops, get out of here, you. And we're going to come around here and come back. Mhm. gonna cut this little guy out of there. I'm gonna come up about a quarter inch. There we go. Make sure that that foot is down before I start monkeying around here, lining myself up. Oh my goodness. I could have done better if I tried, right? There we go. There's my vertical and my horizontal. Beautifully lined up. Up we go. All the way up. Okay. Then I'm going to use my biggest one next. There we go. Line it back up. Come to the bottom row. Travel around. There we go. Now we would travel up, and what we would do is we would travel up and around so that we could put this guy back on this point right over here. Okay, so we've got a little bit of testing to do. The other thing you could do if you wanted to is you could come in and this is going to be exactly 2 inches. So you would want to go ahead and put another horizontal line here, exactly 2 inches. And each subsequent okay, what they did here was she just and we would literally just graze this portion of it. You see how that grazes it? But you have this little diamond shape open up here. And that's exactly what we're going to end up with. But considering the time, I think we're gonna stop at that. And I really, really like what we've been able to accomplish tonight. Baptist fans, they're not fast, but they sure are nice looking. Let's see where we're at here with comments and the such. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste the link again. Okay. So Diana says, I love this design. Watching from Bermuda. Welcome, Diana. Good to have you. And Dee Dee says, I've always seen Baptist stands done staggered. I'm liking this. And it seems much easier. You know, it really is, Dee Dee. It is easier. We can do them staggered too. That's not a problem. But straight like this, I think seems to go much quicker. Lindia wants to be in Bermuda with Diana. You know what? So do I, Lindia. Okay. Daisy, you're funny. This might be a good size design to quilt a panel of fabric you would be using to make pouches, bags, or totes. Linda, you're very right. It's a good, hardy stitching that will hold up to a lot of wear. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Suzanne says she is very interesting the way that this set works. Thank you for showing us. Suzanne, you are entirely welcome. And oh, no, Dee Dee's asked if this is a new set. She's not seen them before. Actually, it's not, Dee Dee. It's actually kind of an older set. Oh, Julie says, I love it. I am glad. Now you can come home and try your set out, right, Julie? Bet you don't have them with you, do you? Um, okay. Jan says, "Do you start this one in the middle of your quilt?" No, Jan. I definitely would start on one side and work across to the other side. The only reason that I started this one in the middle was because I was just showing you where we were on it. Okay. Chances are what I would do, okay, is I would start like this. Here's my seam line. Here's the edge of my quilt. I would start like this and keep moving off to the side. I don't think I'd start with a full circle. I might, but I like this. I could do this over and over and over and over again all the way down. This would make a really cool border as well. Which way am I going? I'm never quite sure. Okay, so from there to there, that would make a really cool border. No, Linda asked, so you're not using the pin on this design, right? No, I am not using the pin on this design at all, Linda. Good observation. Good observation. Okay, Dee Dee. Don't we all have these things happen to us? Her silly little boy was nudging her hand with his cold, wet nose to scratch his nose and forehead. Oh, I feel his pain. This could be like a rainbow or a border of a little girl's quilt. And you're absolutely right, Suzanne. Okay. Melody says, and this is a good observation. Even though this one is primarily used without staple tape on each template, this is one design you could do the second semicircle using the flipped template if you're seeing correctly. Yes, you certainly could. And Melanie, I should have made this observation while I was stitching, but as I was stitching, I was thinking to myself, it would really be a good idea to have another piece of staple tape right in here. It would have made it easier for me while I was stitching. Okay, let's see where we're at. Oh, you guys are so welcome. Oh, thank you, Debbie. It's gonna take him a couple days, I think. Never know with him. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. I will let Ken know that you're all thinking of him, and I appreciate that. And I'm hoping tonight I'm gonna get some sleep because last night he kept me up. all night long, literally, not just figuratively, literally. Um, so I was kind of glad we had this set for tonight because it was interesting. It kept my attention. I like that. So now we come to that part of the day. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And YouTube is going to cut us off at 30 days. However, the videos will stay on 906 Quilting's YouTube channel. I'm sorry, Facebook is cutting us off at 30 days. We will, however, keep the videos on the 906 Quilting YouTube channel and the So Steady YouTube channel. No, Dee Dee, he's not feeling well. Um, we'll find out what's going on with him. I have a feeling tomorrow we'll be taking him into the urgent care if he is not any better than he is right now. Um, so yeah, no kidding, Dee Dee. I Why is it when we're sick, we still make meals, do dishes, clean the house, and make the bed and get dressed and do all the things we need to do? And when men are sick, you think they're dying if they got a cold, right? Oh, man, they're just not as strong as we are they? Anyway, back to what I was saying. Definitely want you to like, subscribe, and share. I really covet your subscriptions on my 906 Quilting YouTube channel. I'm now heading towards 1,000. I still have a long way to go, but every single subscribe button press helps me. It gets me closer. So if we don't, oh, you watch on YouTube, Dee Dee. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. So if we don't have any more questions for tonight, um, here is the link one last time. Don't forget the deal day 20. It will give you 20% off until Monday. The template or the coupon code works from Monday to Monday. So tomorrow morning we are going to be working on Spinifex 16. We're starting our backwards spinifex, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun. So until I see you next time, let's quilt.